Hi and welcome. I am Oracle Asherah. This is an angel spirit guide energy reading for the week of March 6th. All right, let's get started. A few messages here. All right. So our first card is Stripping of Illusions. So this is complicated. So when things are happening around us, quite often we get upset or even angry and think, why is this happening to us? But really, all that is happening is truth. Okay? So when we get truth bombed or hit with truth, or our world dissolves with truth, we really need to be neutral, be loving, and willing to roll with it. Okay? Quite often we cling to our mistakes because we made a great investment in those mistakes, and that could be our attachments, financially, emotionally. We've dreamed up a relationship or a way we think things should be, okay? Or we have invested our time in a belief system. So sometimes when our belief systems are rocked, it's quite devastating, okay? So forgiveness and love is the answer. I know that sounds simple and cliche, but it is the absolute truth. When you vibrate from a place of love, love becomes the state of being, not all these belief systems or all these things that we've clung to or built to feel safe or build our world around. Okay, the only thing true in all these scenarios is you. Okay? Okay. Discernment. Discernment. Learning discernment can be kind of awkward. Of course, there's going to be times and lessons where you're like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that out loud. I shouldn't have told that person that, blah, blah, blah. So quite often we run our mouth. Quite often we are over honest or oversharing. That's not always a bad thing, but it can be with consequence. Okay, so if you're not prepared to back it up, if you're not prepared for the consequence of your oversharing or truth, keep your mouth shut. Okay? It's not being dishonest. Discernment is not lying. It is divulging when it is appropriate, right? It's not always appropriate to say things all the time. Okay, so learning discernment is important in our social environments, our romantic environments. It's tough. If you're lying, that's not discernment, okay? Discernment is sharing when it's necessary and the timing is correct, okay? So that means they're able to listen, it's a safe place, safe time, it's of worth and value, right? You're not, if it's gossip, don't share it. If it's a lie, don't share it. All right, so I can't remember those. There's a list of, there's a meme out there about is it true? I can't remember it all now, but anyways, it doesn't matter. But if it isn't truth, don't speak it. Okay, you can do a lot of damage to someone not speaking truth. Okay, growth. Having growth takes things falling apart. Having growth takes time, right? It's also a choice, right? It's easy to be ignorant. Very easy to be ignorant in this world. This world, there is no responsibility or accountability. So why would you choose those attributes, right? But to choose to have responsibility and accountability is growth. Okay, if we were all running around in this world with accountability and responsibility, a lot of shit wouldn't fly. Okay, all right, sacred space. Make your home sacred, make your body sacred, make your mind sacred. Okay, everything starts in negative space, so there's nothing wrong with you. Okay, everything starts in negative space, and as we work and process that with our knowledge, wisdom, and experience, and if we're creating something, right, that's our divine feminine taking action. Okay, so the divine masculine always hits with negative space. So that why are my negatives so dark? Why are all these things? Because those are unhealed things in yourself. Okay, when you have these traumas, these belief systems, you're going to be having a very low floor and a low vibration. Okay, so when it comes in the negative, darkest, deepest space, that's what it's filtering through. Okay, so you need to heal the self. You need to get deep down and heal all those things that we're ignoring. Okay, because that does have importance. Just because we buried it doesn't mean it's gone away, because now that is like the first space that energy hits through. Okay, so let's explain that a little deeper. So that goes every negative space. So that's hits our thoughts and our process, and then how we work with it is our divine feminine, and it does this dance. So then it hits the logical side, which is the masculine again, and then the creative side, the feminine, and it does this dance and this marriage and merge to what we create and bring into this world, whether we speak it, feel it, be it, create it. Okay, so we need to really heal these unchecked things and really allow that divine feminine and love to exist, because that's where we fix and correct as things go through our systems. Okay, all right, so letting go, the art of letting go what's not for you, having grace. You don't need to destroy something because it's not for you. Okay, that comes with some bad karma. Okay, that's bad energy, that's evil, that's dark. And if that's how we're all acting and behaving, then of course everyone's going to doubt there's love. Where's the love? Where's the kindness? Right? So we really need to be kind and loving to each other as we experience life. Okay? Letting go of thoughts that are not for us. Letting go of things that, hey, that doesn't belong. I'm not going to process that any further. Okay, so in that negative thought, yeah, sure, it's in our system, but we don't need to bring it to life. We don't need it root within our system. So when we do have something negative, instead of burying it and being, oh my God, that's crazy, and then you just lock it away and pretend that didn't happen, instead look at it, evaluate it, use it as a trigger in letting some things go. Okay, so use it in your advantage. Okay, integrating what we've learned. Okay, especially in this little blurb, what have we learned and how can we integrate this into our daily life? Okay. So integration is also consciousness and awareness. So as I plant these seeds of consciousness and awareness in you, you're going to go out and you'll be like, oh, that kind of makes sense. Oh, I can kind of see that, right? So integrating is allowing yourself to think for yourself critically and coming to a place of understanding. Quite a few messages here. Our first card is travel. Right, so you might have travel in your future. Travels are adventures, an opportunity to learn the self on a deeper level, to have an experience. Okay, sometimes we don't need to leave our homes, towns, or countries, we can travel within the self. So learning to meditate, learning to breathe will allow you to have an experience within the self for the self. Okay, so we don't need to travel to have an experience or an adventure always. Okay, so enjoy the madness within. Okay, justice. This is a tough one for me because I don't believe in such things as justice, or that is our responsibility. God does not judge, therefore should we. So why aren't we helping each other heal rather than I'm going to judge you and make your life harder? Right? How is that helping? Okay, so in our world, in our relationships, how much are you judging? Okay, when you judge, you divide. All of a sudden, you are power to have an opinion that overstates someone else's experience. What do we know about their life that brought to them to these choices in these places, these times, in this decision? Okay. If we are not going to be accountable and responsible for the world and life around them and ourselves, how can we be like, you're wrong? I'm gonna punish you with my feelings and my opinions. Okay, that's not fair. Okay, passion. All right, connecting into and with your passion. Do things that make you happy. Connect with your hobbies. Make your hobbies your habits. Okay, so we have a lot of habits and ways of distracting and abandoning the self or escaping. Pardon me. So if we're constantly escaping, we're not being. Okay, so we need to really enjoy our life, enjoy our space, enjoy our body, enjoy our relationships, and enjoy our world. So we really need to find the joy in life. Okay, and that takes a choice. Okay, it's very easy to choose to be the victim. Okay, protection, protecting your energy, protecting your experience. So everything we do is from a choice. We chose to go somewhere. We chose to engage. We chose to engage even with a thought. Okay, so we need to have that protection in the self at the point of choice. Okay, so if we are navigating from our moods, how we're feeling that day, right? So had something beautiful come to you and you're in a bad mood and you destroy it because of your mood. What justice did you give yourself? I don't like how I said that, but I said that. Okay, so we need to be aware of our moods, our energy. Okay, so we need to learn to be more neutral and observing and compassionate in our moments. So especially when moments of choices. So when we're in a moment of choice, we need to really be able to jump out of our emotions, jump out of the fears, and jump into a place of the heart and the heart brain. And this is how we're going to navigate more clearly, more correctly, and more in alignment. Okay, manifestation. So yes, dream boards are great. Yes, writing things down are great, because what we're doing is putting in something and into a being. Okay, sure, it is something as simple as, hey, I'm writing this down, but we are creating that magic in the self and charging that belief system. So, if you're constantly thinking a problem, you're constantly seeking, manifesting more problems around the problem to worry about, or solutions. Okay, so that's also depending on your mood and state of being. Right, so let's focus on our state of being and make that a loving one. Okay, so when we're manifesting, sometimes we're manifesting things that are not in alignment because we think we want them. Okay, so when there are blocks, things are not coming the way we think and want them to, it's because they're not necessarily for us. Okay, so always be able to change the plan, but never the goal. Okay, so maybe observe to what things you're working with that might not possibly be the best path to you to get to that goal. All right, allowing divine timing, allowing life and those answers and things manifesting to come to you rather than you forcing your way. And that could take time. Sometimes what we're manifesting is years in advance. in our timeline that we are now. And that can anger you. That's okay. There's things we need to learn, things we need to clean up, and things we need to experience, and to have that true manifestation in alignment to our dreams. Okay. All right. Talent. So explore your talents and gifts. I'm going to connect that to the passion. Okay. So when we are working with our gifts and talents, we are in pure expression of the self. Okay. The discovery of the self and the self being and creating in this world. All right. We have healing. Healing. This takes your consciousness and awareness. So your triggers, whether they be through your thoughts, through your experiences, through your feelings, this is your way out. Okay, so if something's bothering you, something you don't like about somebody is bothering you, it's usually something within the self or something that triggers an experience you've had. Okay, so what are these triggers? So instead of being like, I don't like that person, and projecting your feelings towards these people or these stories or experiences, instead journal for yourself. Discover, what is my trigger around this? What is my feeling? And then allow things to come up. And as things come up, love and forgive them, because then they can leave, right? So truth to all beings in healing, once it's heard, it frees up that energy, okay? So if we're constantly playing the victim and running around telling our story to 10,000 people, we're just playing the victim. There's not healing there, okay? So there is a big difference. So if you are speaking to be heard, that is powerful. That is where shifts happen in the body, in the cells, and in the experience of life. Okay. Okay. We have fertility. Okay, so that is, whether it be as bluntly as it is as pregnancy, family, it could be birthing projects, birthing creative things, right? That is an energy you want to focus on and embrace. Okay, we also have commitment. So if we have in our future fertility and commitment, again, that is because of your choices and your actions. Okay, and that is beautiful. So if you have doubt, this card is kind of letting you know that there is commitment for you. Okay, there is love for you, right? So that takes our choices, our actions, our alignment. Okay, manifesting is wanting those things, but you have to create the world for yourself for those things to flourish. Everyone's so chatty today. Okay. All right, so Unbound. This reads, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. So our karmas, whether they be our actions now or whether you believe in a sign to reincarnation in past lives, we are constantly in state of learning. Okay, so if we don't like our lessons, change your frequency. What's your frequency? Your frequency is things that are unhealed. If you're constantly attracting lessons, it's because you haven't healed something or learned something. All right, it's just that simple. Just that simple. All right, we have align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? Okay, so this could be people, this could be stories, this could be family members. But more importantly, look at yourself. What am I not in alignment with myself? Okay. How are my feelings harming my choices? How are my beliefs harming my choices? Okay. When we kind of fix our mind, we fix the problem. Okay. So we really need to do some healing work and focus on the self, not so much the people around us, because it's not all their faults. They're just a reflection of what this is. Okay, so we need to be more aware of this. When this is healed of its feelings and is pure and working in a place of alignment, what you're attracting is going to be different. And you're going to be more healing people around you, loving people more around you, building with people around you. That all shifts. Okay. We have keepers of the earth. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. Okay. So this is speaking of your spirit guides, your angels, our past loved ones in this lifetime and the past lives. Okay. So if you're an old soul and have ventured here many times, you have a lot of energies here. Okay. And a lot of these energies here are unhappy with the way the world is developing. It's a very negative space. It's very wounded. Okay. So what can we do about that? Heal ourselves, heal our relationships. So when we do heal, raise our vibrations and raise our frequency, Georgie, when we are doing this work, we are healing ourselves and the past. Okay. So our ancestors know that they are here supporting you in your journey, and they're there for you to connect with them. So that might be something you want to learn. The easiest way to do that is to pray. Okay, pray to them, pray for their guidance, pray for their connection, and then live in awareness, because they will reach out, they will connect, there will be answers, or whatever your language is, you're gonna have some results. Okay. All right, so the invitation, so the passage of right and crossing the threshold. All right, so in other words, put on that tinfoil hat. Okay, get down with your wild self, your magical self. Learn that this world isn't so black and white. This world doesn't belong in a textbook. History isn't always correct. And there's a lot of false information out there. Okay, so how do we move and learn beyond that when we don't have a real record of history? We don't have real connection to God and spirit. Well, you do, the self. Okay, so when you start getting yourself right and you're operating from your heart brain and you're praying, you're connecting to your energy, you are going to live in enlightenment and alignment, and that is living godly. Okay. All right. Share your voice. Come out of the cave, persecution, expression. So quite often we punish ourselves from our childhood experiences, and because we view the world away, we've been taught to view a world away. Okay, so you need to unlearn, forget what you've been taught. I'm not talking about education. I'm talking about the state of being, belief systems, the core of your being. You need to free those self of these attachments in order to connect and put your tinfoil hat on. Okay. All right, we were never created to live depressed, defeated, guilty, condemned, ashamed, judged, or unworthy. No, we were here to create and live and be joyful, right? Creating heaven on earth. And we do that within ourselves and our homes and our relationships. So I really want that to be a focus for this week. Okay. Okay, it's through an open heart that all possibilities emerge. That is right. So when we open our hearts and have love and compassion for the self, we do for others, and then infinite potential happens. Our magic emerges. Georgie, you don't want to go outside. It's funny, he thinks you do, he never does. Okay. Okay, dear God, grant me a mind free of worry, a heart free of sadness, and a body free of sickness. Amen. Okay. Never be jealous, never be intimidated, never be in competition. I got my own blessings. Okay. So driving in your own lane, driving in your own truth, living your experience. Love that. Love this one too. Okay, be tolerant of those who are lost on their path. conceit, anger, jealousy, and greed stem from a soul lost, or a lost soul. Pray that they find their guidance. Okay, and that was by that's Elder Wisdom. Okay, so when someone's lost and they're being a painful person, mean, hurtful, it is because their soul is lost. They need to connect with themselves in their heart, right? And be more in alignment to being the being that they're meant to be on this earth. So all we can do is pray for them, and I don't want to say avoid them, but obviously protect your energy, protect your time, protect your space. That when we do have these people in our lives, in our world, praying for them is your safest option, because that's asking spirits to assist your journey. Georgie, you do not want to go outside? Okay, we have clear yourself. Ask the angels to release any toxic energies that you may have absorbed. Okay, so this could be from other people, stories that are repeating, traumas that keep coming up, right? If traumas are coming up and we just keep burying them with reassurance that the world sucks or people suck, then we're just bearing that down and navigating this way. Okay, so when we ask our angels to help us clear this energy, really allow that energy to leave. Okay, it's very easy for the energies to leave, and it's very hard to prevent it from coming back. So when those triggers start coming back, be like, I healed this space, I'm not going back there, and you can ask your angels for clarity and guidance. Okay, healing family issues. Okay. So when we forgive our parents and forgive trauma stories and violators, predators, we clear the path to our relationships. We're not reliving them, right? Because if we are walking around navigating from these traumas, we are going to be, that's going to become our frequency and our pining and our fear and something that we're navigating and attracting. So if that is our path, we're going to have some pretty toxic relationships and situations. So when we heal that parts of ourself, we now allow our love to be from a more pure place of what we want to experience in our life, not necessarily healing things so we can get to that place of pure love and the experiences we do want. Okay. So I love these messages for us this week. I wish you all the best. We'll see you next week. Bye, everyone.